Okay, so I think we're just gonna get started. So this is gonna be a short practice, and it is basically more breath work. So today we're going to do breath work and meditation. And the breathing technique that we're going to do is basically to teach you or to introduce you into the practice of lengthening the breath in a way that you can do it slowly and gradually. Because sometimes what happens is when we try to take a deep breath, sometimes it doesn't feel natural. It feels forced, especially if you're someone that suffers from anxiety or any respiratory conditions. So the technique that we're going to do today is basically a practice where you gradually deepen the breath, and it takes and it kind of helps you build that awareness of, you know, is this feeling too difficult? Can I move forward? And the practice basically involves, let me see somebody. And the practice basically involves counting the inhales and exhales. So taking equal parts inhale, equal parts exhale. So we would start, for an example, if you take one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. So this is not the practice yet. I'm just showing you, just explaining what we are going to do a little bit in a couple of minutes. So you would start with the lowest count. So for example, inhaling for 2, exhaling for 2. So that's the easiest one. So inhaling for 1, 2, exhale 1, 2. So the breath is, it's a deep breath, but it's not like super deep. Yeah, and it's not super forced. And then you're gonna do that for a few rounds. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to increase the count. So you see if 1, 2, 1, 2 is okay for you. If it's too easy, then you can move up to the next count and you do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So inhaling for 3, exhaling for 3. And then you do that for a few rounds. And then you watch how that feels. You notice how that feels. If it's too forced, then you can stay there. You can even go back to 1, 2, 1, 2. So the key is to notice how the breath feels. Yeah, if it's feeling too forced, where you're trying too hard to take that inhale and exhale, then you stay with the 2 or the 3. Yeah, as long as you need to stay there. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we do 1, 2, 3. And then if you can move up a little, up the count, we do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, where the breath then really starts to get deep. Okay, does that make sense? So we start with a lower count, 1, 2, inhaling for 2, exhaling for 2, few rounds. We pause, we notice how we feel, and then if you can take it deeper, then you do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Any questions on that? And then after the breathing practice, we will do body scanning. So it's very important that after you do deep breathing practices, that you either rest in shavasana, like on the floor, or you do a relaxing meditation. Because what happens is that if you get up too fast after doing deep breathing, you might get lightheaded or you might get headache. So it's very important to do meditation after breath work. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, so if you can, please lie down onto your backs. And of course, you can do this sitting as well. Let's see. Here we go. You're welcome. All right. So yeah, so go ahead and have a seat or lie down on the back, preferably. And if you are lying down onto your backs, then bend your knees so that the soles of your feet are flat on the ground. And then you're gonna step your feet wide and your knees together. So feet as wide as the mat. Something like this, where your feet are wide and knees together. And then once you're here, actually begin with your arms down by your sides and your palms facing up. Close your eyes and start to let everything be soft. So feel your back heavy on the floor. And then notice the connection of your body and the floor. So notice that space between your body and the floor. And before we go into our breathing technique, all we're going to do here is observe the breath. So you're going to be aware of the breath, how it is in this very moment. So to observe your breath, keep your lips sealed and observe your breath as it goes in and out through your nostrils. Of course, your mind wants to go around and wonder what's happening with your surroundings. If that happens, all you do is bring it back. Keep bringing it back to that point of concentration. Notice the inhales, notice your exhales. Again, here we're not changing the breath. We are simply observing it, welcoming it, and being present with whatever is happening right now. Yeah, just a couple more seconds here. Just notice in the breath, in and out through your nose. In and out through your nose. No changing it. In and out through your nose. Now go ahead and take one hand to your chest and one hand to your lower belly. And adjust the position of your hand so that your elbows can rest on the floor. So it's a totally passive position. And now we're going to start to deepen the breath by inhaling for 2 and exhaling for 2. So 1, 2. 1, 2. And don't worry about pauses or retaining the breath. All we're doing here is lengthening the inhales and exhales. Inhale 1, 2. Exhale 1, 2. Keep going like that. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. And then just notice how does that feel for you? Is it feeling forced? Is it feeling easy? And keep going like that. 1, 2. 1, 2. So it's a deep breath, but it's not super, super deep. Keep going. 1, 2. 1, 2. If you're just coming in, please lie down on your back. Bend your knees so the soles of your feet are on the floor. And take one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. Everyone else, keep going. And now let go of that count. Take your arms down by your sides again and just let the breath be normal for a moment. Just taking a break. So again, back to your nose and the nostrils. Keep your lips sealed. And then we're going to move on to the next round. If you feel like staying at 1, 2, then you stay there and keep practicing that. If you want to move up a little bit, then take one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. Now we're going to inhale for 3, exhale for 3. Inhale 3, 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3. Inhale 2, 3. Exhale 2, 3. Inhale 2, 3. Exhale 2, 3. And then same thing here. Start to notice. Notice how that feels. If it feels forced, then you're more than welcome to go back to the 2 count. 1, 2, 1, 2. All about being aware of what's happening. Few more rounds like that. And then we're going to pause now. So arms by the sides, let them rest and go back to observing the breath. Just letting it be normal. Letting it go back to its natural rhythm. Beautiful. And we're going to move on to the 3rd round. And before we do that, just ask yourself how that 3 count worked. If you're ready to move up to the next count, take one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. Again, you can stay with the 2 count or the 3 count. If you want to go a little bit deeper, I'm going to inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And keep going like this. It's about a minute or 2. And of course, be aware what's happening. Is it feeling too forced for you? You're more than welcome to go back to 3 or 2, or even keeping the breath normal. Just a few more counts. And then start to release that count. Let the arms rest by the sides and close your eyes. Let the breath be normal. And take this moment in between to notice how you're feeling. Are you feeling lightheaded? Or is it feeling what's happening? What's happening in the body, the mind? Are you starting to build heat, or are you starting to get cold? Just some things to notice. Couple more seconds here, simply observing. And the last one that we'll do, of course, it's a little bit more advanced. It's a deeper breath. Usually the last one that we do is up to 6. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to go up to 5. So we just did 4. So go ahead and take your hands, one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. If you want to stay at 4, if you want to go back to 3 or 2, please do so. If you're ready to move up, then you inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. So inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going like this on your own. Of course, this is a deeper one. We're not going to do too many. Notice if you're feeling forced, if it's feeling easy. And about another minute here. Inhaling for 5, exhaling for 5. And then we're going to let go of that count and arms by your sides. Let the breath be normal. No worries. Hi, Emily. And then we're gonna go into a body scanning practice, which is going to help us re-ground. So if you can, please lie down somewhere on the floor, somewhere firm, because if you lie down on your bed, you might go into sleep and then you're now meditating and you're sleeping. If your legs are bent, please straighten the legs and separate the feet so that the heels turn in and the toes turn out. So you're lying down into Shavasana, the legs wide and your arms wide into a V and your palms facing up. And I'll give you a few more seconds here to just adjust and set up in Shavasana comfortably. It's not going to be a long body scan. And so go ahead and bring your awareness to your eyebrow center. So for a body scan, all you do is bring your awareness, your attention to the area of the body that I mentioned. You can bring your awareness to that area. You can feel the area. You can also repeat the word. Bringing awareness to your eyebrow center. Feel the center of the eyebrows. The forehead. Ears. Feel the inside of your ears. Feel the outer rims of the ears. The cheekbones. Nostrils. Tip of the nose. Upper lip. Bottom lip. Feel the inside of your mouth. Feel the tongue, your upper teeth and the bottom teeth. Feel the throat, center of the chest, the right shoulder, right upper arm, right elbow, right lower arm, right wrist, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, tip of the right thumb, tip of your index finger, tip of the middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. And again, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, center of the right wrist, lower arm, right elbow, upper arm, right shoulder, and again, center of your chest. Move the awareness to the left shoulder, left upper arm, left elbow, left lower arm, left wrist, palm of your left hand, back of the left hand, tip of your left thumb, tip of your index finger, tip of your middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, palm of your left hand, back of the left hand, center of the left wrist, lower arm, left elbow, upper arm, left shoulder, and again, center of your chest. Move your awareness to your navel, your lower abdomen, the hips, tops of your thighs, tops of your knees, tops of your shins. Feel the ankles, tops of your feet, bottom of your feet, and the heels. Move your awareness to your toes. And then move your awareness to your calves, back of the knees, back of your thighs, the buttocks, your entire back, back of the arms, back of the hands, back of your neck, back of the head, top of your head, center of the eyebrows. And I just feel all of those parts at once. Be aware of all of those parts at once. So your body kind of becomes this whole, this one thing. Notice your entire body all at once. And rest here. Rest here. Notice the body on the floor. And then start to bring your awareness back. Begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And begin to bend your knees one at a time, so soles of your feet come flat on the ground, letting the lower back. And then roll to your right side and pause, coming into fetal position. And when you're ready, no rush, start to make your way back up to sit, unless you were doing this sitting. Come up to sit. Keep your eyes closed. And just find a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. No rules here, just be comfortable. Take a moment here to notice how you feel. So without looking for a right way to feel, simply observe what's happening through your mind, in your body, in the breath. Just let everything be soft. Imagine that you have nowhere else to go. You have nothing else to see, nothing else to do, but simply to be here. And take your hands together at the center of your heart. And let's take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. Lower your chin towards your chest so that the back of the neck lengthens. So chin towards your chest and keep your chest lifted. Keep your eyes closed here. And then keeping your head down, start to gradually open the eyes, maybe halfway to start. And just stare at the ground, just a little bit more grounding. Again, very important after breathing and meditation, even though we just did a grounding body scan. Otherwise, you might be walking around a little spacey or lightheaded. And then go ahead and lift your chin back up. One last deep breath in. And deep breath out. Namaste.